this. Let's check and see what we got here. Okay. I'm I'm wearing just I'm not wearing any big gear with him. He is an older tune, but not a let's see here. Sun travel. No, what am I doing? Dragon Hunt. First one. Now, when you're doing the dragon hunts for the first time like this one is, always make sure you pick up your lure. You can pick up a piece of lure over here, you can hit. Oh, it's not control J. Never pick a Hunter's Manual Hunting Arsenal. Never pick a fight with a dragon without making preparations. Without a store of proper provisions, even the most experienced dragon hunter will succumb to a dragon's bite. Even I'm no exception to that rule. Though our methods may seem archaic, adorning oneself in greased animal pelts is an effective measure against both fire and acid damage. Similarly, coating one boots with a thin layer of blue leaf sap can help mitigate a blue dragon's lightning breath. We have yet to find an effective measure against a white dragon's frost breath unless you count strategically placed spikes. After all, there's nothing quite like the threat of impalement to even the playing field. A complete dragon hunter on the hunter's arsenal. Greased animal pelts for both fire and acid. Wouldn't think that for fire, but maybe acid. Okay, so that's red. That's black. It doesn't say anything about the green. Green dragons, that poison gas. I mean, I guess there are ways to mitigate that. Okay, before we go in here, though, I want to change a few things up. One, okay, that's good. I'll go ahead and leave that. Nothing too much different. But I want to summon another. I want to summon the Blaspheme Assassin. My scores go all to shit because of that. But, you know, hey, it'll work out well. Red Dragons. So you can hit J and look at this. Where did it go? Dragon Hunts, J. Hunters. Red dragons are filled with smoking hubris from tail to snout. Many of them believe Tiamat herself has chosen them to rule over Toril, a conceited narrative that hardly lends itself to a life of hiding. In most cases, all a hunter must do is listen for reports of destruction and then look for the scorch marks on the ground. Their impulsive actions leave behind the telltale scent of sulfur. They love volcanoes and mountain layers that enable them to perch up on high and gloat palpably over their domain. They're much like a gargantuan feline in that regard, albeit one that spews hellfire as it lays claim to everything in sight. The complete dragon hunter on tracking chromatic dragons. Interesting little thing. I don't know if I've ever actually used those. Probably should have changed my companion. Or not my companion, my toolbar. Breath's foul. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll go down here. And every come on your first dragon hunt, on the very, very first one, you just pop over here, pick up another piece of lore. And what is this? Harvesting dragons. Why it's not opening up the right one. Harvesting dragons. Every part of a dragon's body is steeped in magic energy. This includes the bones, the hide, the scales, and the plates, all of which can be harvested for practical applications or exchanged for a significant amount of coin. Dragon bones are often used as components for magic spells, while other parts are used to reinforce structures, create magic items, and adorn armor. The value of each part varies with the market, but there's always demand. In regard to practical applications, dragon scales in particular have valuable defensive properties. For example, attaching a few red dragon scales to a suit of chainmail, for example, can be the difference between life and death, a very painful flaming death. Despite the potential for personal gains, one should remember that dragons are not mere animals for the butcher's slab. No part should be left to rot, and proper respects should be paid. The Complete Dragon Hunter on the Anatomy of Dragons. Used to be that the dragon armor was something that we strived to get in the tabletop game. We used to look for armor smiths, and if we could get a dragon killed, we'd look for armor smiths that would do it, because it would allow us magical armor with bonuses against elemental stuff, like against lightning resistance, poison resistance, acid resistance, fire resistance, frost resistance. That's bad, buddy. Oh! And I always pick up my loot. Furnace with me. I've been there and done that. Came back. Wasn't impressed. That's it. Oh, he's down. Oh.
Well done, adventurer. I might actually be impressed. You leave the court.
remember to come over here and do, yes, pick up the last piece. It is Golden Splendors. It says a small chest tucked away in the Red Dragon's hoard appears to bear the crest of Keldagon. It is likely that this item resonated with the Red Dragon, as Mad King Sternhelm of Keldagon himself had a pointed reputation for avarice. Historical records from the fallen city highlight the extreme taxation that citizens experienced under his rule, a fitting decoration for a greedy dragon's lair. And we have a black opal. It's the typical thing, black opal. And that was the first dragon hunt. We'll turn this in. Once you've turned it in, you need to come over here and talk to Zeraloth. Zeraloth will tell you about the elemental strands. You'll go back, he'll give you a box of strands, and now you can collect strands. Talk to her, and then what we're going to do, she gives you the Dragon Hunt modifiers. We're going to take him back to Velosk, and we are going to park. This is where once a day I do recruiting or conscription, depending on how you want to look at it. Toxic fusion. So many of these maps have changed over the years. Always parking right here. About the sacred pool, because it seems to be near the middle